Mic check. My motherfucking mic working. Man, what's good, fam? We in here. All right, so we've been having some technical difficulties this evening. I'm not even sure if my audio is picking up. Shout out to Johnny Dumbbell. He's been trying for the last half hour to help me get this stream fixed and up and running tonight. So I don't know what the delay is, why we're having the problems I'm having with StreamYard, but I am going to get these resolved. So shout out to Johnny Dumbbell for all that help. Now, before we get started, man, I got to say this. I'm my own man. It's just me over here. I'm not part of the manosphere. I'm not with any different colored pills. I'm not with any movements. I'm not some pickup artist. Look, I'm not even a dating coach. So I bet you're wondering why I do this. Hey, that's a great question. I'm glad you asked. I do have extensive experience with women, so I know firsthand most of you fellas have no idea what you're even up against. And being the fellas, we like to get together and break down these dating profiles and help teach you guys how to read between the lines. Because the things that women say publicly, especially on these dating profiles, that's not always what they respond to. So, before we get into that, like I said, we were having some technical difficulties tonight. Hopefully, Johnny can join in if my mic is working. So, I'm going to bring up these dating profiles and I'm going to fly solo. And hopefully, Johnny can join us here shortly. And shout out to TK too. All right, give me a minute. Let me get Bumble pulled up. Like I said, we were having a little bit of problems today. I'm really not sure uh, why StreamYard is being so difficult with me. Come on, StreamYard, you can't show me some love. All right, let me sign into Bumble. All right, just a minute here. Ain't gonna work. All right, hold on. I got some DMs I gotta delete. All right, Johnny, am I still having audio problems? Give me 1 second here. We can get rocking. So you can hear me on YouTube. You just can't hear me on StreamYard. So what's up, Johnny? Can you hear me now? All right. What about now, Johnny? No, but you can hear it on YouTube, just not on StreamYard. All right. I'll log back out and hop back in. I don't know. Johnny Dumbo is telling me that my audio's good to go. You still can't hear me, Johnny? No? Is that a negative, sir? No. All right. I don't know what to do here if we're not going to be able to see here. All right. Can y'all see her?
Check, check.
Hey, I can hear you, Johnny, just fine. I need to be able to blow up her profile a little bit so y'all aren't just looking at pictures. So what are you saying, Johnny? You can't hear me? Because if we're going to have audio problems the whole night, we should just scrub the show and try to come back next week. Yes, no, negative, 9, nil.
Bless that bitch.
You hear that? No. All right. Do I got a setting? Is it?
Bless that bitch.
All right. Give me just a minute here. All right, Johnny. I don't know what the problem with the audio is, but I'm gonna get rocking, dog. You want to call in? You want to do like TK did the one week and call in on the Skype line? I can get the Skype up and running. All right, so I don't know what the disconnect here is. I'm gonna keep rocking in tonight. All right, so first up we got Shannon. She's 32. No bio. Kind of disappointed by that. One thing I'd love to know about you is the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to you. All right, gentlemen, I'm telling you right now, this is a setup. You don't want to go explaining some embarrassing moment to her or do something to her that's going to make her lose respect for you. You start telling her about some embarrassing thing that happened to you, and she starts looking at you like you're a weirdo or some kind of creep, then you did it to yourself. So I wouldn't fall for that right there. Let's see what else we got here. Hopefully, you're also really into dad jokes and spontaneous pun battles. I can definitely respect a woman that likes to have a little bit of roasting back and forth. Hold on, let me see if I can get Johnny on the phone. All right, hold on, Johnny. I'm about to call you. Thomas. Johnny. All right, we should be able to hear Johnny Dumbo here in a second.
Yellow.
Hey, Johnny Dumbbell.
Yeah, dude, nothing's working, man.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with our audio. I don't know what's going on with StreamYard, but you're connected. I got you on. So if you want to participate, you know what I'm saying?
I'd really rather fix this.
Okay. I agree. So I'm not sure what the disconnect. You said you can hear me on YouTube.
I can hear you everywhere except for on StreamYard. So it's definitely a StreamYard issue.
All right.
There's no question about it.
Well, if you want to jump into the
definitely worth the money.
Hey, they do tax me quite a bit too. But all right, if you want to hop back into the studio, I'll jump out, come back in, and we can continue on with our profile here.
Yeah, let me see here.
She likes dad jokes. I know this all you. Hey, Johnny. She says, I know the difference between your and your.
Man, see, I didn't even wear that shirt today.
So, I know Johnny Dumbbell would like this one. All right, if you want to come into the studio, I'll try to hop back out, restart my Chrome, and jump back in so we can get rocking. And if we can't fix this,
yeah, I'm trying to troubleshoot on my end, and it's telling me, well, see if StreamYard, the website is muted. Well, no, I don't think it is, but it's telling me, hey, go here and do this. And when I go there, it doesn't do what it says it's supposed to do. So.
Well, yeah, I had all kind of problems with it wanting to share my mic and my camera earlier. So I'm really disappointed in the whole thing. I want us to come out and do a great show for these guys. You know, I want to teach these young men the importance of vetting the women that they allow into their life properly and how that vetting starts immediately. So you want to jump back into the studio? I'll tell you what, I'll get off the phone here, come back in, I'll restart it. If we can't get this rocking, we'll just have to reschedule for next week.
About the vet StreamYard.
Yeah. Well, I'll get it fixed by Monday. I'll tell you that. We're not gonna miss our Monday's show. You know, self mastery. We try to promote things that young men need to be doing for their life. All right, Johnny, I'm gonna go ahead and hang up. And if you want to try to jump back in, I think if I jump out and you jump out, it'll end the stream. But at least if you jump on, maybe we can keep rocking here.
Yeah, let's see what we got.
All right. So I don't know why you guys can hear me on one thing but not the other. Man, I don't know. I kind of like this one here. She's not too far from me. Seems a little educated. I don't like that she doesn't have a bio. I'd like to know a little bit about her. I mean, let me just stop right there. And I apologize for the technical difficulties, man. I really do. Hopefully we'll get Johnny in here. Yeah, I got that new Boss Mac hoodie. Bless that bitch.
Bless that bitch.
Yeah. The Boss Mac makes the dopest clothes. I'm telling you, just the quality that he puts into making these. All right, Johnny, can you hear me now?
Yep.
All right, we can get rocking now?
Yep. I just want to say, fuck you, StreamYard.
Hey.
Do your job. Not you.
All right. Now, up with our profile. Hey, I'm glad we got this figured out, dog. Let's get rocking here tonight. All right, so Shannon. Back to Shannon. 32. No bio. I like that she drinks socially and she's active. She's an Aquarius. Like I was saying here, one thing I'd love to know about you is the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to you.
And so she's fishing for your vulnerability. Okay, here's the thing, guys. Understand that sounds like a fun question to answer, and maybe it is. But remember, and listen, the great Bill Burr, one of my personal heroes, says, and he's absolutely right, is that let's imagine months later you're having an argument, okay? And here's the difference. When she's right, she's going to argue the point. And she's going to stay on the point. And she's going to argue that point until you are in the corner cowering, okay? But if she's wrong, she's going to go rogue. And that thing that you told her, your most embarrassing or whatever bothers you, things like that, that's coming out. In a lot of cases. Now, before you start the whole, not all women, blah, blah, blah. Hey, maybe not. But enough for us to pay attention.
Gentlemen, like I was saying earlier, I would not do anything that's going to cause that woman to lose respect for you. So telling her you're most...
lose that on her own, but then you get rid of her.
Right, but I'm saying, why give her... See, this is Cap. She's looking for guys to tell her their weakness. Like you said, the vulnerability. I completely agree with that. Now, hopefully... you're also really into dad jokes and spontaneous pun battles. Ooh, so I like a woman that can do a little bit of roasting back and forth.
Yeah, but is she really into that, or is she telling us what we want to hear?
She may be. I mean she's 32.
We got this picture of her on a mountaintop. So far, everything she says definitely does seem centered around things that most of us guys like. You guys, gentlemen, you got to watch when you see a profile. You got to pay close attention to the vagaries that might be in there. And what I mean by that is, if all she lists are things, as far as things she likes, are guy-oriented things, that means one of two things: either A, she's trying to attract as many guys as possible by just putting out things that most guys commonly like, or B, she's that funny girl who has mostly guy friends. And I'll be honest with you, that never ends well.
All right. Well, I don't know. She likes to kayak. Johnny, I think I'm going to swipe on this one, man. She's not far from me. I don't know, dog. What do you think, Johnny?
I mean, she's definitely pretty, but I mean, we're combining. I don't know. See, I mean, we say we're looking for this where we're combining pretty with witty with funny, but I mean, I guess in my particular case, if I was in your position, maybe I would swipe right just to see, like in the first conversation, is she really like that? Or did she reel you in? Now you're messaging her and she's giving you 2, 3 word answers. If that's the case, she'll last 90 seconds with me.
Well, yeah, because I don't do maybes. I don't do I don't knows. I don't do
Yeah.
I'll think about it. So,
Nope.
absolutely, the conversation could get her eliminated before we even really get started.
Easily.
But there is a little bit of physical attraction there. She does seem to have some hobbies. I'm not seeing too many things that I'm not okay with. So I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and swipe on her. We'll see what
All right. Could be worse.
Could be worse. All right, let me preview this one real quick.
It is a family show after all.
Well, I got to see what's on the profile before we share it on the screen, dog.
Oh yeah, I agree.
All right. So next up, we got Megan. She's 33. If you're not into CLE sports, I probably won't put out.
Bless that bitch.
Let me
Trying
let
to
you
find.
know something, sweetheart. As a Steeler fan, I can let you know that we have already owned you for the last 20 years, so don't worry about it.
Trying to find someone who equally has their shit together as much as I do.
Well, you're
Dog
a Browns
mom
fan,
who's
so I
usually
felt bad for that.
hiking or exploring outdoors. Take me golfing.
Yeah.
Picture with her dog eating pizza. She's eating a salad. All right, Johnny, you know how I feel about dating women who are Browns fans. I'm all for it because they don't expect a ring. Shout out to the Cleveland Browns
Man,
girls.
you beat me to that one. I was actually gonna throw that one out there.
So she likes CLE sports. I'm always representing the land, dog, from the Cavs to the Browns to the Indians. Excuse
mistake
me,
by the lake.
Guardians.
Indians.
I'm repping the land. So I like that she's into the Cleveland stuff. We can get down. I don't know, man. When I look at the profile overall, I don't see anything that's going to say, nah, I like women that do hiking and outdoors because that's a great date, especially in the spring, summer, or fall. You can go hiking with a woman and it does not cost a significant amount of money. So,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
and that's another way to,
And the ones that aren't okay with that, you weed out.
exactly. I was just about to say, shout out to Johnny Dumbbell, gauging indicators of interest.
Yep.
So if you ask her to go to a park with you and she's not down for it, then she's really not that into you.
No.
So she just did you a favor by saying, no. All right, I'm going to swipe on her, Johnny. We'll see. Because I don't see anything in here that I don't like. I see one or two things in here I do like, and really, yes, it is about being attracted to a woman, but it's also about being compatible with a woman. So if she wants to take me to a Cavs game, I might let her, dog.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what we're working with here with Cheyenne.
A lot of makeup, I can tell.
Oh, yeah. All right, let's run this down. All right, Cheyenne, 33. This isn't a 70s porn mag. Let's not beat around the bush.
Oh, wow. I like it.
Mom of two. Great
That's an Uncle
Danes.
joke.
Big personality. Books, beer, hockey, pit bikes. I'm like your first elementary crush. I'll pick on you because I like you. Okay. I like that she's into beer and hockey and books.
I got to tell you that whole bio sounds almost as fake as the face she has made up.
Why do you think she's
Almost.
capping, Johnny?
So, okay, first of all, she's wearing enough makeup that she could have put it on with a putty knife. And hey, whatever. If you got to do that, that's great. Just remember that next time you call a man ugly. Number two, when you hear this listing of things that she's into, read that again.
All right, it says, let me get back up there. This isn't a 70s porn mag. Let's not beat around the bush.
She definitely
Mom
loves
of
that,
two, Great Danes. Big personality, books, beer, hockey, pit bikes. I'm like your first elementary crush. I'll pick on you because I like you.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so this, again, it just seems like a list of things that she's convinced that guys like and want to hear. Now, that part is okay too, but when you combine that with the fact that she's got enough makeup to make Mary Kay go bankrupt, I think that there's just a lot of, I don't know, I'm not saying it's a red flag, I'm saying it's yellow. But I mean, I'm not a big lots of makeup kind of guy, so if I date you, you come home with me, I wake up with you the next morning, your makeup's off and I don't recognize you. That's that I'm not going to say that's a problem, but I'm going to go ahead and say, all right, let me just wait to come over until you got your face on.
Hey, Johnny, Tanya here says, y'all are one of the reasons I won't start dating again and will not use dating apps.
Hey, that's your prerogative, and I wouldn't blame you for that. I mean, look, there's a lot of crap out there. I mean, we got to weed through it, and you got to weed through it. We get it.
So, Tanya, are you telling me that you don't like the fact that we're teaching young men the subtleties and nuances on how to conduct themselves with women? Or do you not like the fact, or do you not like the fact that we're teaching them that the things women say publicly, that's not what you guys always respond to? So really, we're trying to teach young men on how to be better at dating you. So you should cut us some slack and show us some love here. Mm-hmm. And if you got any questions, Tanya, feel free to ask them. Yeah, I'd like to know why you won't start dating again. It really comes down to your standard when it comes to seeing your compatibility with anybody. And shout out to your boy, Johnny, head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers, Mike Tomlin.
Oh, man. Yeah.
What's Tomlin say? The standard is the standard. Isn't that what he says? Yep. Okay. So, Tanya, if you have a standard for dating, then I don't understand why you would stop dating. That standard, if they don't meet your standard, then I could see that, but I don't know. You could elaborate, we'd appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the things that happens is, especially when we get a little bit older, ladies seem to hit it right around 35. We're going to probably hit it right around 50 is the wall, and the wall is real. Once you hit that wall, sometimes you say to yourself, hey, you know what? Screw the whole, dating romance thing. And hey, I've been on that. I've been there before. But I mean, the truth of the matter is, I'm pretty sure we're not the reason you're not dating if I know who you are.
Now, Johnny, I have so much success on Bumble that I don't even have time to meet all the women I match with. I really don't have that much free time in my week, in my month even. And I've double scheduled dates. Like I've had a date at 6 p.m. like in Boardman, and then like had another one 7:30, 8 o'clock on the other side of Boardman. I've done that a couple times, man, trying to double up and fit these women into my vetting process. So if she doesn't want to use dating apps, that's on her, but I have a lot of success with them, and the women that are lucky enough to match with me on them would all give me some really good reviews if Bumble allowed that.
But if you if you do and you are post wall, good tip, pro tip, just shoot all your pictures from up here. No one will ever know.
All right, Johnny, let's get back to this dating profile here, because I'm looking for some winners.
Y'all are the reason I'm not there. Yeah, that's the reason.
All right. She says I quote too much from Forrest Gump and Step Brothers. Now,
Oh, okay. You know what? She
Johnny,
kinda
I
got me
know
on
you
Step
say
Brothers.
that they like to bait men in the comments, so
She even got me
I
on
can
Step
kind of
Brothers.
see that a lot of dudes have watched Step Brothers.
Oh, dude, great flick.
My love language is sarcasm
Oh,
and
God.
tacos.
Pass. The minute I hear
Ooh.
love language, get the hell out of here. You're either compatible or you're not. Love language is just an excuse for incompatibility. And why do you need an excuse for incompatibility? If you're incompatible, you're incompatible.
Oh, all right, Johnny. It says we'll get along if you like kids, dogs, and
Oh, boy.
independent women.
So in other words, we've got a single mom who has kids is getting child support and or government assistance, and because that is quote unquote her own money, she's somehow quote unquote independent.
You know,
I mean, you
the
got to read
thing
between the lines when you hear crap like that. I'm sorry.
all right. So when I hear stuff like independent women, it makes me you know what? We could save that for a whole other podcast.
Yeah, I
when we
mean,
start
that's
talking about independent women. Let's not get off track here because when I hear about independent women, my mind goes to submissive women. You know, women like to be submissive. They like it when a masculine man
if
is
you're the kind of guy
assertive
that she
and
wants to be
takes
submissive
charge.
to, sure.
So, but hey, we can
But
save
that's
that
just
for
it. You
another
got to be the
show.
right guy. She's going to do that. You know.
That's right, Johnny. You got to be him.
Yep.
All right, give me just a second here. All
And
right,
even
let's
if
see
she's
what
going
else
to be
we
in the
got here.
submissive role, she's still got to be her.
And I don't mind that she has kids. You know, I say this all the time. I don't have a problem dating single moms. You should see some of the moms at my kids' school.
Well, I
And
mean, by
single
my
moms.
age, yeah,
What's that?
By our age, the kids are usually grown enough. You know, not always, but usually. But at the same time, I mean, my thing is, you know, I don't care about so much about the baby daddy drama. I don't really care about that. As a matter of fact, most of the time, I don't know. I just there just seems to be a lot more involved when it comes to dating a single mom, and frankly, I don't have time for that.
Okay, well, when it comes to dating any woman, it's about what I want to do. And if she's going to meet me when and where I offer the date. And if she's going to do that, I don't really care what she's got going on the rest of her week. You know, I'm not trying to date her every night. I'm trying to see her like she might get like one night a week to start out with. So, and we'll see how well she does with that one night. Now, if she's really into me, she should have the babysitter lined up. Now, I'm a man, I lead. So she knows when and where to meet me. So she could tell the sitter, hey, I'm leaving at this time. I'll be back at this time. So as far as her being a mom and having kids, none of that's my concern. I don't need to meet the kids.
It's not mine
I'm
either, 'cause I'll
not
swipe left.
dating the kids. I'm just, you know, taking care of mommy. So
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be concerned about it either because I would just swipe left. Yeah, I'm out.
you're saying swipe left on this one, Johnny?
If it were me, that's what I would do. But hey, man,
Well, look at her. She's smoking cigarettes there, man. I really don't like women that smoke cigarettes. I mean,
yeah,
that's
I gotta
not.
tell you, I that didn't used to bother me, but you know, I've been cigarette free for a little over 15 years now, and I gotta tell you, even when I was a smoker, secondhand smoke still smelled bad to me, even though I smoked. But I'll tell you what, it smells bad before you start smoking. It even smells bad when you're smoking, but it will never smell worse than when you smoked and quit and then you smell it.
Right.
I mean, I think the
I will.
longer it's been since I've had one, the worse secondhand smoke even smells to me. And I mean, I'm not telling people don't smoke in public. Hell, for $12 a pack, hey, smoke wherever the hell you want. But you know, I mean, again, it really gets worse once you quit.
Oh, we're gonna pass on this one, dog.
Yeah, cute girl though.
All right, let me preview this next one. It's got her IG up, dog, and you know how I feel about that. I don't think we should be pandering for women's attention.
Yeah, that's a
online.
like farm. That's a like farm.
Now, I could shout out to Mr. 1950, do a swag check on her, and we could pull up her IG because She's only a few miles from me, but I think I'm gonna pass on it, dog. So give me just a second
And then you get
here.
to her IG, and there's a link to her OF. So, you know. I mean, I'm not saying I didn't see it. I'm just saying it wouldn't surprise me.
Oh, see, I'm glad I previewed it because this one's got one of them kids in it that aren't blocked out. We'll pass on
See,
that.
that's a swipe left right there. I'm sure your kids are adorable, but you can't use them to find somebody. And listen, nobody puts something in a picture for no reason, man or woman. I don't care.
Oh, look, these bios are sometimes, and that's why we break them down. Sometimes they're very carelessly put together by bottom of the barrel women, and sometimes women put a lot of effort into these profiles, and they're pretty solid. So, you know, that's what we're breaking them down. And we're
those are getting fewer and farther between, but yeah.
You're right. You're absolutely right. You know, something TK wanted to do, and shout out to TK.
Man.
TK wanted to do a profile of the week, and I have been I've been on the lookout for one. I've had my eye open for a profile of the week, and I don't come across too much that makes me impressed.
I feel like we should come up with a profile of the week and a profile of the week, as in WEAK. We'll do one of each. A really
Absolutely.
good one and a really bad one.
I'm loving it. All right, let's check out Sarah here. She's 37. Johnny, I typically do well with women in their 30s.
I'm gonna need my glasses for this one.
5'3", it says she works out sometimes, drinks socially.
So that means quarterly.
My favorite quality in a person is able to laugh at themselves.
I'm good at that.
Okay, I promise I won't judge you if you wear socks with sandals.
Goddamn right.
Johnny,
but to be fair, now listen, to be fair, the only time I do it is to go out and get the mail or take the trash out.
All right, well, we've talked about this before. Swag checks aren't required if you're not going further than the mailbox. So I'll give you a pass on that one.
And my mailbox right by my door. Sometimes I don't even put the sandals on.
I got to say, Johnny, I don't even own a pair of sandals. I don't.
Oh, I need them.
I don't own a pair of Crocs. I don't own none of that shit. I'm always laced up. Dog, I'm always laced up, ready to go. Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Nobody's going to catch me slipping in some sandals, dog.
I mean, I got outfits laid out for the morning. As a matter of fact, I got my work and my other work ready to go. Right there.
All right, she says if she could have a superpower, it'd be invisible. Invisibility.
I'm dying to know why.
All right, so Johnny, I like this. I got to tell you. You see this? She's in the kitchen, dog. That makes me think things. Now, and I know what you're saying. Women try to bait us men with some of these pictures, with some of their comments, with some of the little breadcrumbs they leave in the profile. But when I see her in the kitchen, if she would have had an apron on, dog, it would have been so believable that I probably would have swiped on it. But where's the apron?
This is a pretty decent advertisement of who she is, and I mean, I'm good with that. You know, she's pretty. She's built nicely. That's a good thing. I mean, in her 30s, listen, she's what, 37?
Yep.
I gotta tell you, girls built like that at 37, that's pretty rare.
Jill, how are you doing this evening? We're just looking for some winners here. We're just looking for some winners tonight. I'm wondering if
give Tanya a little bit of word of encouragement. She doesn't want to date anymore. I kind of think I know why, but I get it.
So yeah, Jill, maybe you can elaborate. Didn't you mention something like that the other day too? Maybe last week or something, that you weren't dating, you had given up on dating or something? All right, Johnny. So what do you think about Sarah here? You think I should swipe on this one?
I think so. I'm curious as to how. No, so does it say whether she has kids or anything like that? It doesn't look like she does.
No, it doesn't look like she does.
I feel like she would have mentioned it.
And if she does, she did a good job of keeping them out of her profile.
Not to mention keeping her figure. And
All
listen, ladies, I know you don't like it, but that is important to most of us.
Jill says yes. So you have given up on dating. You're throwing in the towel. You're done looking for a man. That's what you're saying. Because we had Tanya.
I hope that it's because you're fed up with the rigmarole and not because you don't know what to do to make yourself marketable. I really don't think that's the case, but I hope it's not. Because that turns from frustration to despair. Nobody needs that.
We'll do 2 more profiles tonight. Because we had the technical problems.
Oh man. I still don't know what we did to fix it. I think we just got lucky.
No, I don't even know, dog. All right. So next up, we got Jade. She's 40.
All right.
What do we got? What do we got? What's she wearing here? Is that some little nurses stuff around her?
I can't really tell.
Yeah, it looks like a little stethoscope and a nurse's badge. Johnny, you know how I feel about nurses, dog.
I think nurses are great 1 weekend at a time.
All right. About Jade. These things are awkward. Just a girl in the world trying to find a great match for her life.
God.
She's 5'2". Okay, right height. She drinks socially. What makes a relationship great is great communication. Well, Johnny, I am an excellent communicator, just so you know. My ultimate green flag is great communication, honest, and respectful.
Wow, there's something I've never heard before.
Hey, Johnny, she's describing me.
That's kind of the romantic version of the answer to the interview question. Why do you think you'd be a good hire? Well, sir, I'm reliable and I'm good with people.
Johnny, she don't even know it. She's describing me. And you know what? That's one of the reasons why I never ask women what they're looking for, what they want, anything like that, because I know what they want. I know what they're looking for, Johnny. They're looking for me. They've been looking for me their entire life, and they just got lucky enough to cross paths with me. So
maybe, but they don't know that you know that. And here's the thing. Great communication, honest, respectful. Okay, see, here's the thing. That to me sounds like the kind of answer that she just didn't want to leave blank. I mean, that sounds like something that if you ask every single woman on Bumble, this is Bumble, right? Yeah, if you ask every single woman on Bumble, I'm going to say if you ask 100 of them, 90 to 95 of them are going to say that or something like that. And I mean, you're saying with that, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying that it just seems like such a vague answer. I mean, when I hear a red flag, or a green flag, I mean, give me something a little more specific. I'm not saying, give me an exact description of your perfect guy, because I mean, that's a little too specific, but give me something a little bit less vague than this. Now, don't get me wrong. That's not going to make me swipe left on her, but it does kind of make me think, okay, well, let's go to the next question she answered, because it just sounds like she didn't want to leave this one blank.
So you're saying that's that, and shout out to K-Zag, that you're saying that's the company line.
Kind of, yeah.
Not
that it's a bad one, but it's just very vague.
All right. So Jill says she just feels like she's never going to find someone. And then she said, if it happens, it happens. If not, it's okay. Not everyone has someone.
Well, let me ask you this, Jill. So is it that you're meeting guy after guy and none of them measure up? Or is it that you're just not finding a guy who's interested? No wrong answer here. I'm just curious.
Because Jill, we'd like to help you. Sure. I mean, you're in here enough.
Men, we can kind of help you.
Yeah. So we should, if nothing else, be an example of masculinity, and by watching us and seeing how we move on principles and standards instead of our libido, that should give you a starting point for what you're looking for in somebody as far as their standards and principles go.
Right.
Now, back to the profile here with this nurse who's been looking for me her whole life. Dog, I'm swiping on this profile. I'm gonna bite her on the neck and drag her up a tree.
All right. Damn. By the way, folks, I apologize for my sneezing, sniffling, and coughing. I am not sick, but I do have some allergies going on right now. It's weird to have that in the wintertime, but that's what happens when you're like 50 degrees one week and like 19 degrees the next. So kind of working on it. My body thinks it's turning to spring, and it's really not.
All right, John, I'm trying to find us a good one here. I don't want to, one of the last profiles we do just be some pictures that a woman put up.
I think Tanya heard her button left.
You know what? That's all right.
Yeah,
I'm glad she stopped by and left a comment.
Yeah, I am. I missed her.
All right, Johnny, here's one we can do, but I don't really like it. All right, so wait a minute. Jill says that she's just not finding anyone of interest.
Okay, that's fair.
So my first question is going to be, where are you meeting guys at that you're not finding anyone of interest? And let's clarify interest, shall we?
She's just not finding them ever, anywhere.
You're just not meeting people you're attracted to? Is that what you mean when you're saying you're not finding anyone of interest? Like, you don't see somebody, you're like, man, him. That's the one. It sounds
like what she's saying is, like, if we were to enter a room full of 20 girls, but we're not attracted to any of them, that's what it sounds like.
And that's happened to me before. I've been in a bar or a room like that with a bunch of women who all find me very interesting and would love to have conversations with me, but I'm just not that into them.
Yeah, there's a place literally right up the hill from where I live, and I do mean way up the hill. It is Pittsburgh. But it's so funny because any given Friday night you can go in there and there'll be plenty of women in there, and I would not even give any of them a hug.
Hey, Jill, if you want, I'll help you make a profile.
Yeah.
And we can even turn into well, no, I don't want to put you out there like that. I don't want to make it content, but you do support the show so much that if you want help and some tips on making a solid profile for a dating app, I'd be more happy to help you, tell you what kind of things that will attract a real man, and just hit me up if you need some help. I got you.
Definitely.
All right, so next up, Johnny, we got Jordan. She's 28. She got the little fluffy kitten in her profile picture here.
See her. There we go.
About Jordan, I love people that aren't afraid to be themselves. Integrity is everything.
Bless that bitch.
Hey, integrity, if a woman doesn't have integrity, I ain't even wasting my time with her, dog.
Yeah. I would also look out, and again, yellow flag, not red, but I would also look out for the girls who feel like they have to tell you they have integrity. Like we always said about alpha males, if you have to say you're an alpha male, are you? Well, now she's not coming right out and saying, I have integrity. No, she's saying she's looking for that. And that's great as long as she is exuding it as well. But in this case, if you're attracted to her, I would say swipe right. Let's just have a conversation. But I would say if she doesn't wow you in 5 to 10 minutes of that conversation, I would go ahead and move on.
Jill, you want to call in? I can call you and we can put you on the show like that.
Absolutely.
Just let me know if you want me to call you. I'll get on Facebook since you're watching us on Facebook and not YouTube, and I can call you on Messenger. I just want you to know you'll be broadcasting, but if you want, we can give you a call. Now, Johnny, this is like what you're saying about women who try to bait guys.
Mm-hmm.
You know, those thirsty, desperate, needy guys that are led by their libido because they were never taught standards or masculinity. So, like when I look at this, swipe right if you can match my freak.
Yeah, that's what we want to hear. Run that game, girl.
My simple pleasures are cuddling my kitty, music, edibles, word games, movies, playful banter, and being a sweetie pie. I don't know, Johnny. I don't know if I'm getting.
I cringed a little bit of sweetie pie, but I like the rest of it.
I'm not getting lover girl vibes from her. I'm getting kind of like, hey, can you pay my phone bill vibes from her.
That or, hey, I'm between boyfriends and I'm lonely. Somewhere around there, yeah.
I don't have a problem with that either.
Oh, nor I. But I mean, when you combine that with the rest of it, I would say, let's have a weekend of fun, maybe 2.
All right, Jill says she don't want to take away from our content. Well, I can respect that, but you could be giving Johnny and I will ask you questions, and yeah, your answers could help others that have similar problems, or your questions. You know, somebody could watch it on the replay, and so you're never.
Don't ever think you're not important. Even Tanya was important tonight for a minute.
Yeah, absolutely. So
and believe me, I know her. It's not very common for her.
So Jill's saying she doesn't like this profile. So Jill, you're telling me this one's trash and I need to swipe left on this one. This is giving you some finesse vibes too.
Yeah, I think so too. A little bit. I mean, I don't think she's really laying it on thick, but she's laying it on.
Hopefully you're also really into eating the rich.
Is that a metaphor?
Yeah, it's probably something on TikTok, dog. Honestly, I mean, I'm not getting real intellectual vibes from her here.
Yeah.
She put something about integrity in there.
And the thing of it is, she's really not hot enough to be able to skip intellectualism altogether, you know?
No, there's nothing in here about a book. I don't see anything in here about knowing how to. Oh, I like women that read, dog.
I do too.
I like women that read.
I don't even know paper books anymore, but I do have ebooks.
Well, you know,
takes up less space.
And so I feel like the part about integrity is her obligation answer. Yeah. The part about can match my freak is a thirst trap.
Absolutely.
So is the part about cuddling with kitties and music and edibles and playful banter and being a sweetie pie. Trying to come off as a lover girl.
I mean, she's probably a lover girl. Just
I don't know, dog.
Different lovers.
All right. Johnny, I often run into lover girls. And let me tell you something. Hashtag her debit card works too. Dog, you see this wonderful Boss Mac hoodie I'm rocking tonight, man. This just dope ass.
Let's talk about that for a second. That's badass.
Hey, all of these are handmade by the Boss Mac. He sent a note, but you know, he didn't address the note to me, Johnny, because he addressed the note to the woman that paid for the hoodie. Like I was saying. Nice. Hashtag her debit card works too, dog. This is a gift. So I gotta say this.
Bless that bitch.
All right. Let's do one more profile tonight, man. I'm not rocking with this one here.
Yeah.
Not my type.
Running through it, but not rocking with it. Yeah.
All right. We got 1 second. Let me just make sure we can preview this one.
All right.
Damn. Okay, yeah, I like these already. This will be our last one for tonight, Johnny.
All right, let's see what you got.
All right. We got Leslie, 40. Very independent, but genuinely looking for a life partner to share adventures, long weekends, and meals. I'm laid back and supportive and would love the same.
Hold on, leave
Ideally,
that up.
you like reading and curling up on the sofa when it's cold outside. So she works out
So,
sometimes. Go ahead, Johnny.
so very independent. I hate the word very, and I'll tell you why. It's lazy. You ever seen Dead Poet Society?
Yeah.
So Robin Williams says to his class, he says, don't use the word very. Use synonyms for very, but don't use the word very. It's lazy. Number one. Number two, very independent. That's like saying very unique. You're either unique or you're not. Very doesn't matter. You're either independent or you're not. Very doesn't matter. Now, why do I nitpick there? Why am I splitting hairs on this? Because once again, it just seems like an answer she didn't want to leave blank. And then let's follow up with the rest of this. I'm going to zoom in so I can actually read it.
Now, I'll read it back. It says,
Yeah,
very independent, but genuinely looking for a life partner to share adventures with. Long weekends and meals.
That's it. So it sounds like share adventures sounds like go on expensive trips to me. Yeah, which is fine.
If she's paying.
Well,
I'll go on expensive trips with her because, like I was just saying, hashtag her debit card works too.
I don't care about who's paying necessarily, at least not in this context. I guess what I'm trying to say, though, is how soon does she want to go on these trips? You know, because if she wants this to happen in the first 30 days, look, that's a red flag right there, man. Because if she wants to do that in the first 30 days, she's either extremely interested and she wants to pay, or she's very materialistic and wants you to. And if it's, you know, like I said, I'm not saying that, you know, that has to necessarily qualify nor disqualify her. But when I hear adventures, to me, it can mean a lot of things. But the problem with this is the bio doesn't sound interesting enough for me to DM her and find out what she means.
Okay, well, Johnny, this is why she's going to have to take me on an adventure. All right, let me just stop with that right there.
Yeah.
Adventures could be a lot of things. What she's got? Okay, so she's got to give me more than her body. Yeah, her body's not going to be enough. And I know it is for a lot of guys. You know, they're thirsty, needy, desperate. They get some sex and that's enough for them. They're happy with that. I need more. So she's going to want to prove how valuable she can be to me and want to take me on a trip. Johnny, it's happened to me before. They want to take me away overnight. Not only do they want me all to themselves in a setting like a hotel room or an Airbnb with a balcony, but they want to show me that they can be a part of my life, that they can be an asset, that I should value them. So when a woman wants to take me, it's not uncommon for them to want to take me somewhere. Now, adventures doesn't have to be a long weekend or a weekend getaway. I had an adventure last weekend, Johnny. I had a date. You want to know where I went on my date, Johnny? I went to an adult toy store. I went to a sex shop for my date. And, you know, we picked out a few things. And, well, Johnny, who do you think paid for it?
Yeah, I mean, and now here's my question. Explain why, though. I already know, but you go ahead.
You want me to break it down?
I think these gentlemen need you to.
Okay, so now this I gotta love with you guys. This isn't like a first date. All right, I'm not taking a woman on a first date to an adult toy store. I'm taking somebody that I've already had some consistency with, and we're trying to explore her fantasies, because a lot of guys will judge women. Dog, women can be nasty and kinky and dirty, but then they get with a guy who judges them for that. So why would they want to explore that side of them? Why would they want to delve deeper into it if the guy they're with is just going to judge them? So it's like a judgment-free zone. So we're walking around in this sex shop looking for adult toys, and I'm letting her do the shopping, you know, because it's not about me. It's about her and her exploring things that, she wants to see if she likes or not. So she'll pick out this or that or the other. And, I'll throw some things in there too. Like we got some of those BJ candies and, so different lubes, just some stuff like that. But it was such a great time, man. Like she was so excited, Johnny. She had never been to anything like that with a man before. She had been with her friends, okay? But like I said, she knows I'm not gonna judge her and we're gonna explore and have some fun.
Well, not
So
only that, but she knows that you're going to enjoy the whole sexual exploration with her.
absolutely. She couldn't wait to get back to the crib, dog. I was going to see if she wanted to stop because we went out for a drink or two before we went to the sex store. And I thought maybe we would stop and have a drink or two before we got back to the crib. And it was nope, let's go back there right now.
Mhm.
So that's an adventure for her. That is an experience for her. That is a pleasurable, memorable experience like she's never had in her life. And guess what, Johnny? She'll never forget that or what we did when we got back to her place. So
Watch the movie?
when this woman, no, dog, we make movies. We don't watch them over here. So when she wants someone to share adventures with and meals, I can get down with that. Now, her favorite quality in a person is accountability. Man, this woman would enjoy me so much because I am Mr. Accountability to myself. I'm accountable to myself. I owe myself the truth, and that's why I have integrity, Johnny, because I'm not gonna lie to myself.
Well, yeah, and I mean when you hold yourself accountable and you actually have standards for your own life, the rest will that'll pretty much take care of itself. I mean that means that you're answering to yourself for whatever you do well or whatever you don't do well, and what that's showing is that with or without her, you're going to make your best life. And with that kind of self improvement, with that kind of confidence, if you're doing it right, she's going to want to be a part of it.
All right. I get out of a bad mood by taking a long walk outside. And if I cooked you dinner, it would be healthy, but probably oversalted. Dog, she's already talking about cooking me dinner, and I haven't even hugged her yet.
Well,
Grabbed her by the hand, spun her around in a little circle, and made a big fuss about how she got all dolled up for me. Yeah, I like where this is going.
Yeah, see, I don't do that. I would just say, hey, you look great.
Johnny, that's what you do. You say, hey, you look great.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You got to understand there's a
sends
certain way to hug
message.
women.
You look good, but what else you got?
There's a certain way you got to hug women, dog. You don't go in over the top like some uncle or cousin or something. You got to grab the woman by the hips and pull her to you. So she has no choice but to throw her arms up over you. So you give her a real hug. She can smell that cologne. She can smell your beard. And then you kind of back away, but you take your right hand and grab her right hand. And then you twirl her around in a little circle and just look her up and down like a piece of meat while you're doing that 360, dog. I'm telling you, they love that.
I'm not going to let somebody that new in my life think that I'm that desperate to get with her physically. And now that might not be your motive, but that is how many of them interpret it. And no, my thing is that you look great, but remember, this is your audition, not mine.
Well, Johnny, I'm going to swipe on this one.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm just saying that's part of taking charge in that situation, though.
And we are going to wrap this up for the night.
Yep.
Johnny, I'm sorry we had the technical difficulties. Hopefully next week we'll be right on point. All right. Thanks for watching. We out.